Oops. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Python programming. So, lately I've been really trying to get into. Oh, geez, what's going on in the background? Okay. Sorry, let me mute myself real quick. Alright, but, anyways, first off, Monty Python. The whole basis of Python, where the name comes from. So, the quote that I threw out: pawns distributing swords is no basis for a system of government. It's on one of my favorite movies, Monty Python. But anyway, here's the quote for the stream. Go check it out. Watch the movies. Monty Python, they're just the best. So, anyways, so as far as what I'm talking about with playgrounds in the title, CodinGame, I didn't know. I was actually told about this the other day when I was talking in World Chat. If you go, oh whoops, I went home. But if you go to activities, let's see, is it? Oh, there seems to be still a delay. It should be down to 5 seconds, but as I'm watching, it looks more like 30 seconds or something. So, apologies, there might be a delay. But anyways, if you go to CodinGame, they have a handy tab, the Learn tab, and if you check it out, there's a bunch of playgrounds. So, there's a lot of helpful stuff. I haven't really found too much on beginner stuff. There's a lot more advanced, like algorithms and concepts. Hey, what's up, Tom? Welcome. So if you can filter over here. So if we just look at Python, the different playgrounds available. You've got neural networks, basic file manipulation. You got some stuff in French, it looks like. And if you go all the way down, and Python's pretty popular. There's 87 playgrounds available. But if you go all the way down, I think there was some basics. Maybe, maybe not. There's testing, deep learning. Yeah, a lot of stuff. I haven't actually looked at this one. It's just named Python. But anyways, even I thought this said generic at first, so I checked it out, and it's actually genetic algorithms, so DNA, hence the picture. But anyways, I didn't see much in the way of beginner Python. So, like all of the basics, which is what I've been trying to do between Replit and this, the Twitch, the YouTube. That's like my main goal. So, I still have the files on Replit, so I have that pulled up here. You can go and check that out and see all the beginning concepts that we went over in the last video, the last Python stream. Oh man, is it gonna... What's going on here? Okay, it just looks a little different, but you can still go to Twitch Python. I guess that was last week, and then... Wait a minute, what's going on here? Huh. Well, that doesn't look good. Well, lucky for us, we're actually going to redo all of this on CodinGame. So, if we go back to this, this will take you to tech.io, and that needs to be linked to a GitHub, which I have here. And I'm starting to fix my Python setup, but I wanted to save some of this for the stream. So if anybody else wants to start creating playgrounds on CodinGame, this is how you go about doing it. So first you go in here, you click go to tech.io, and then that takes you to here. Oh wait, those are the notes, the instructions. Anyways, if you go to here, I've got my playgrounds, and I've got Python, Java, and C++ all in the making, but I haven't published them yet. So one thing, be aware if you do make playgrounds on CodinGame, you should get it mostly figured out before you try to publish it. And you'll get feedback and stuff. People will critique it, give you tips, stuff like that. But make sure if you're going to be publishing this thing to be seen all around the world, you want it to be pretty good, like pretty set up before you actually publish it. So let me make sure. Okay, good. I always worry that I'm not actually recording sound, so sometimes I check. But anyways, you can see I have an error on beginner Python concepts. So if we go into that, it tried to do a build, but what's happening is I have it linking to several different files that don't exist yet. And what I mean by that is if you go to the GitHub, after you link your GitHub to tech.io, you'll get these repos? Repositories, yeah. So this one, I haven't really taken the time to figure out how to change that name. I'm not sure if you can since it's already kind of linked with that. But anyways, it's not a big deal. I've got 3 of them, so I can just guess and find the right one. But anyways, what you start out with is a cover.png. So if we look at that, there's our picture. And then you start out with just one statement. I added statement underscore 2. And this is where all of the code exists that I already put in. So if you look back at, let's go ahead and close out beginner Java. We're focusing on Python for this stream. And I might do 2 or even 3 streams today to cover Java and C++. But for now, I wanted to make sure that we at least had Python down. I want to get this publish worthy, and then I want to publish at least the basics. I'm already planning out advanced algorithms, looking into some encryption algorithms that I love playing around with. I've got ROT13 and ROT-N already good to go, so we'll see. But for now, we're focusing on the basics, and the reason that this is having an error, so if you go back here, I don't have, okay, sorry, let's see, that's statement 1. That's all the code you see there. As you change it on Tech.io, in real time we'll change it on your GitHub. So it's really cool. Of course, like I said, you gotta have them linked. But if you go to Tech.io, this is the third file that comes standard.yml. You have your title, plan, and then each of the connected files that you need, including the file name and a title for that kind of page or that section. So I just have hello world. I have all of them in this file, but this is telling Tech.io, hey, add a page for this file, and this file. Well, these files don't exist yet. So to fix that, all we have to do is just put in skeleton files called statement underscore 2 all the way through statement underscore 7. So let's go ahead and do that just to get it to stop complaining. So you can create a new file and just name it statement. And I already did this I was starting to do this with Java, I think. So anyways, we need statement 3. Let's do comments, question mark? I think it's comments. But anyways. And you might be able to actually name them as statement. Since we're picking our name anyway, you could do like comments.md or, I don't know. For now, that's the whole thing. I just want to get it functional. So let's do statement 4, and then we can start filling in. Okay. Can it be an empty file? Okay. Let's do 5. And we'll know soon enough whether it worked or not. Okay. Oops. 5. Get that file. And 6 and 7. And if that doesn't break anything, I think I am going to go back and rename these like a little more intuitive than just statement whatever or statement n. So, let's see. There we go. And I am going to update my CodePen with all this information as well. I'll add it to the Python page. As it is now, the Python page is very lacking. There's like nothing on it yet. I've got comments, primitive variable stuff. Start to talk about it. Well, I guess I added all the way up to loops. So I show a for loop, a while loop. I don't even have recursion listed out on here. So yeah, I'm going to get rid of that for now. You should be able to. This just blows my mind. Like, oh well, whatever. We're making new tutorials. For whatever reason, Replit doesn't look like it usually looks like. Yeah, there's Twitch Java, there's Twitch Python. But if you go into it, it should have all of the files. Maybe you can fork the Replit to get all the files. Show files. There we go. Okay, so they're there. So if you were to go there, you can get all the files we did in the last video. So you just got to click show files, hide files. I don't know. But anyways, and the view should look different to you if you want to log in as me. As a visitor view, maybe it'll look different. But let's go ahead and get rid of that for now. Yeah, see that task our stream a little bit. Let's just stay focused on the task at hand. We've got our statement 7. So if you go back to, whoops, here. Is this good? Yes, there you go. So now you can see we have places to go down at the bottom. So if you scroll to the bottom, we can go to comments and see whatever is stored in the statement underscore 2, which is all this stuff. I don't necessarily need that. If you're going to do this in your own development environment, you do need this first line. And also you need to tailor it to whichever Python interpreter you're using for your setup. So if this is on Linux, you need to check your Python version. Most likely you're either running Python 2 or Python 3, but you will need that in your file, your Python file, to make it executable. But otherwise, I believe you can just play with it on here. Let me open up, let's see. I have an idea. I'm going to do a new private window. I'm going to go to this link. Oh, and also, these links aren't really useful for the time being, because they change every time I update these files. Another reason why I want to get this published, or at least to a point where I can publish, and then, yeah, then the link becomes much shorter. This hash changes to a short hash, and yeah. So, interesting. Eventually, so if we click into one of these, let's just go into neural network. This is what it's going to look like. You've got some description, maybe a picture or a diagram, then you have some code, and a run button. See, so this is eventually the end game goal for these playgrounds, is you want to make it to where people just visiting can run your code, change your code, play with it, test it out, stuff like that. So goals, eventually, this is what this is going to look like. It's not going to be nearly as complex as neural networks, mind you. But anyways, so at least we actually have the setup going here. So let's check out primitive variables. Oh, why is there some red? Comments, hello world. Oh, does it show all the... Wait a minute. Comments, question mark? Okay. Recursion, data structures, example algorithms. Alright, so if we go back, so this is supposed to be primitive variables. Let me go ahead and see. Oh wait, that's here. Uh-huh. Actually add this to ControlFlow. And actually, I wonder. Let's go ahead and... So if we look at this, sorry, I'm trying to figure out, to make it easier on us, we should do, let's go to the very first one. I believe it's just hello world. Yeah, and that's, I have all this other stuff. That's statement 1. Hello world. Let's change that. Then go back to our Tech.io thing. Oh, gotta edit this file. Change that to hello world. Let's do that. And let's see if that broke anything. So if that actually works, we're all good, which I'm thinking it actually should. Let's see. There are errors. Let's go ahead and refresh. No, there are still errors. What is this? Yeah, looking for the markdown file statement.md. Interesting. But we changed it here. So maybe you can't do that. Maybe it has to be a statement. Let's refresh again just to see if it changed. No, it's still... And this actually does work in pretty good real time too, so that error should be relevant. Alright, well, never mind. We'll just go ahead and change it back. Let's see. Edit. But what I can do, copy that, and then if I'm ever curious as to which one I'm working on or need to do, also, let's go back and change the, gotta change the name of the hello world file back to statement. That's okay. I mean, it's just a minor inconvenience. Okay. Alright, so we got that. Let's make sure that it fixed on the playgrounds. There's a lot of green. Alright, we'll go ahead and refresh it again. Should be fixed. No? Okay, so it's still having issues with... Did I spell it right? Statement. You never know. I'm pretty bad at spelling a lot of times. If I don't have a spell checker keeping me in line. Yeah, that's the same. Well, anyways, let's see if we can still navigate to the next one. So I believe it pulls from the old build. So we don't have a new build. Any changes we have until we fix this error, like if I were to go back in and change, let's do statement 3. Alright, what we can do, as long as it's tabbed in, you can do like that. Oh, whoops, no. You would need a pound sign in front of all this stuff, but we're just looking at, so we're at statement 3, statement 3. Ooh. Also, I just realized what's going on here. We've got statement, statement 2, statement again. Crud. Alright, well, we gotta fix that. So, no. And leave. Don't save those changes. Oh, man. Alright. So that means we gotta change everything. How did I miss that? Let's see. So we've got hello world, comments, primitive variables, control flow. Alright, well. So this is actually 3. Oops. This is actually 4. 5, 6, and 7, and 8. Okay, so let's go ahead and save that. Then we gotta make a statement 8. Okay, go back to here, make a new file. Okay, statement 8. Alright, now let's see. There we go. See, it actually changed in real time. I didn't have to refresh. It went to, alright, cool, you can publish this, you know, it's working. And then if you look, so we're on comments, so this will be statement underscore 2. So if we go ahead and open that up on here. Yes. So really, all we need to do, well, we can change it a couple of ways. I think we can change it in here. Let's go ahead and edit it. So for this, actually just to be sure. Let's see. I'm going to save a copy of this. There. Alright, but for here, oh, whoops. I'm also missing stuff. There we go. It's because that's a lot. I mean, I could just go pull this file again from Replit, but anyways. So now we're editing. Let's see. If you have the comment all the way to the left, it'll make it like a title, comments, and then everything else needs to be indent 1. You can still do comments, but comments are very useful in programming. They are used for explaining your code, debugging, and leaving reminders in your code. Okay, for now that's decent enough, but just to show you what that looks like, let's go ahead and commit that. If we go back to the comments section, which here, I think we can just go back this way. Oh yeah, see, it already changed. Comments. No. Comments, question mark? Update. New version available. There we go. Okay, so, as you can see, this comment, let's see. Comment becomes, that first line becomes a title because it's all the way to the left. At least that works for Python. I haven't been able to get that to work for C++ because I was working on that mostly last night, trying to get C++ first, but either way. So that's why part of why we're doing Python for the first video in this. So anyways, so now statement 2, you can even see that, oh look, it looks, why is there a link? Anyways. So if we were to go back to editing this, we can do, this is a single line comment. Any line that starts with a pound sign, hashtag, whatever, will be interpreted, will be seen as a comment by the compiler, interpreter, computer. Just cover all the bases there, and then let's go ahead and do, whoops, what is a multi-line comment here? Just to show you can have it on the line. This is a multi-line. Perfect. Didn't even mean for that to happen. Comment. Oh wait, let's do print hello. Throw that in there. Actually, I don't know if this comment will be, oh, let's find out. So then, if we go back to the playground, there's a new version. Oh, whoops, cancel. Now, for whatever reason, it won't let me actually, like, try it. Well, so I might need to make changes after the fact, but there should be a way. Like, so if you go back to here, you know, we look at this neural networks one, we've got a run button, so you can actually run the code. In fact, let's go to something slightly easier, or a little more succinct maybe. Let's see. And focus down on Python, and then basic file manipulation. Let's look at that. Yep, I/O, input, output. Very important concept when learning any programming language. We don't really deal a lot with it on the code clashes. I haven't seen it in any of the challenges. Then again, I haven't really done a lot of challenges. So, um, let's see. We don't have the run button. So something to keep in mind when I do publish. Like I like this. There's the explanation as you go and then a bit of code. That's the kind of style that I'm trying to do on OSCS on my code pen, but um, haven't really updated that for Python yet. So, okay, well, it doesn't really help. Although then again, that's file input output. So if you if you had files stored locally wherever this is, then that would be useful. But that's something you'd want to take into your own site. Well, let's check out recursion. It might be easier to demonstrate this then. We've got the concept, we've got the code. There we go. There's a run button. So yeah, we're going to be adding something very similar to this. So otherwise return n. So this is a factorial. Alright, so yeah, this is what I'm talking about, is where you can actually change the code. So let's do 10 and then send 10 as an argument, run it, and then your output. See? There you go. So then, and actually here's some things. Oh, that's pretty nifty too. It shows the concept of recursion. So each iteration through, or each function call, it becomes smaller and smaller, but you're returning that. And then once you get a final value, and you're not returning a function, you get 1. Okay, so now this takes the place of here. So then that's 2 times 1. Okay, and then that takes the place up here. So this is 3 times 2 times 1. And then 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So like factorial should be. So, okay, cool. But this is our goals. This is what we want to get to. So if you can click it again, that's a little counterintuitive, but I mean, success is also still the run bar. So if we wanted to do, say, 20, which will be a massive number, let's see how long it takes to calculate a factorial of 20. Okay, but see how much bigger it got? So yeah, factorials are pretty intense, but just do a factorial of 5. Just to show you the versatility again. There we go. And eventually, I want to get it to where I have a bunch of sample test cases just for ideas. Like, so you could do what I did there and play around. And you can even leave this, like, we could lie to ourselves and say this is a factorial of 5 when really it's the factorial of 20. So if you don't change this part, it's still going to say that, because this is just what you're printing. You're printing this string and then this value. And whatever this value is returned by this function here. So, okay, so back to ours. We've got comments, so I think that's pretty good. If this works, because I just put in print hello, we can go ahead and take that back out, because I'm just focusing on the concept of comments. Okay, and you can save it from here. Give it a sec. Alright. There we go. Okay, so primitive variables. So that is 3. Statement 2 is comments. Statement 3 is primitive variables. So if we go back here, let's see. Not comments. Primitive variables. Alright. Now, remember, you need to do one indent in. You can still do comments, but then, so primitive variables are simple single value variables used in computing. Think of them as shipping boxes to contain data. You need the right type of shipping box slash container for different types of data. Now, with Python, it's harder to see what type of variable is. Python does not require you to declare the type of variable when declaring variables. Primitive variables. Then I'll put in parentheses, as opposed to objects. Just to throw it in there and get the idea in the person's mind that's trying to learn Python, that coming soon you'll hear about objects. So we'll do example string equals hello world. Example int 5. I can't remember if it's float or double with these. I mean, they're both, let's see, float 10.0. But I'll add in some tests to show type. In fact, we'll add an explanation. Well, type of primitive variable. There we go. We'll give it its own section. Oh man. Sorry, I'm just been getting a lot of robocalls lately. Supposedly that's the increase in cyber attacks, or one of the signs of it. But anyways, so we have type of primitive variables and then primitive variables. So let's go ahead and take a look at what this is turning out to be. I did leave it, well, let's do example boolean equals true. Alright, because I did forget boolean, I believe, in the replit files. Okay. Oh man, that doesn't look good, but let's see what it looks like in the... Okay, that's exactly what it looks like. Alright, so how do I fix that? Or maybe that is supposed to be how it's been. So let's do some code in there. I do have code. It's not the most appealing. Let's see. So these are supposed to stay as comments, not... Let's see how the color changed to that maroon. Let's go back to... Yeah, see, I'm still able to do comments. And if we look at this one, it's just one tab in, right? Or is that 2 tabs? Well, let's look real quick. So let's go back to primitive variables. Let's look at what we got going on here. Ah, okay. So, never mind, I misspoke. You need 2 tabs. Because I want this in there. Maybe? Oh, and then it changes. It fades out. I want those to actually look as if they should look. Let's see. See if we fixed it. Okay. Oops. Update. There we go. So now you can actually see them side by side. And this might all change once I actually publish it and it gets to this level. I wonder if that's... That would make sense if these were interpreted as HTML. So if that were the case, because you'll notice if you do something like this and you hit Control/, it's an HTML comment. So it's not the hashtag or the #, it's an HTML. So you can also do Control Z. you know, this is a legit text editor. So, um, knowing that, we could do some HTML. Instead of typing that over and over. Oops. There we go. Slash to have the closing tag. Let's see what that does. Does that yield us an unordered list? Not really. It just shows us the HTML. I wonder if we pulled it out here. Let's go back to here. Let's refresh this to get those changes pulled in. Now, let's see about pulling those back out. Does that do anything? There we go. We got an unordered list. Now we have the dots. So if we go back here, see the update, there we go. So those are the different types of, alright, I think I like that. I don't know. I mean, I would like to have sections of code where they can So now I'm almost thinking about pulling these back out to have that little explanation. I got it. Let's try it with paragraphs. Okay, so to do that, we would need to treat this as HTML. So we can do that, but slap a paragraph tag on it, and then pull that out. Close the paragraph tag. So that should keep a space. And then let's do another paragraph tag. Oops. There we go. Let's see how that changes it. Give it a sec. Update. Okay, so I'm liking it. So now I do want to take that out. So we don't need the pound signs anymore. That is now considered a paragraph contained within that. So we have our title all the way to the left with a comment, and then we have, actually I don't even know if it needs a comment. Let's see. That might be redundant. Update. Yeah, you don't need the comment. So, oh wait, no. Never mind. It looks ugly now. Okay, well, you learned something. So we don't need the paragraph tags. We could just type. But the comment boldens it, makes it like a header. So let's go ahead and change that back. Remove the excess work so other people don't have to go through that. Let's see, so take out the paragraph tags. Also, you notice I started with a closing. Did I really? Make it where it still shows up. Alright. Now, right here, to see what type your variable is, use the built-in type function. Now, we're going to need these. So this is a toss-up. To have these, you don't need the list, so now we need to take those back out. So this is code. And I might change this too. This seems a little redundant. Like, we've got the lists. I got it. We could say strings. Ints. Integers. Floating point. Oops. Float. Slash. There we go. Bool or Boolean. I feel like I'm already missing. I mean, there's short, there's long. I think those are the more important ones. I don't know. True, false. Integers, 5, 4, any whole number. 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, chars, there we go. Yeah. Characters contained in single or double quotes. There we go. And then for single, show them what those are. Okay, like that. So now we've got, I think this will actually be code, so then I can show the type function in action. So here's a code box, but then here's like a brief description. Also, before I forget, let's put chars back in there. Do that right here. Chars, characters. A. B. Show a couple variations. We got Z. A special character. Well, let's see. Because at some point I do want to drop the fact that you got to be careful with single and double quotes in other programming languages, whereas Python doesn't matter. They're just interpreted as quotes. We have chars. And I don't want to say Python only because, well, one, the Sith deal in absolutes. But no, also because there might be other languages that allow for this. Like, I haven't even taken a look at Go or Swift or, you know, I mean, there's several other languages, so. For Python, not necessarily other languages. There we go. Also, I'm going to throw this on a spell checker real quick to see kind of how we're doing with that. Whoa, I got a lot of... Looks good. Okay, no typos. Wow, that's that's rare. All right, so Go ahead and save that and see how that changes on the playground. Build in progress, new version, update. And there we go. So now we have a description, some examples. Ooh, I do want to throw in, let's see. So with strings, let's throw in the buzzword arrays. So that'll get people thinking about arrays or arrays of chars. Then they'll be like, oh, what's a char? Oh, a char is this. Alright, cool. So, it makes sense. I think all we really need to finish up primitives is to show, to see what type your variable is. Yeah, so like right here we would do prints for all of those. So if nothing else, you can copy this and put it into your own development environment and at least try it. So print, type, example, string. String, int, float, boolean. We need char. Put in here. Example. Char equals A. And we'll need another line of that. So, we've got char. We've got int. We got float. Pretty sure it's float. I mean, there's doubles. I mean, doubles are a thing, but if I remember right, the Python interpreter just interprets this as a float. So anything with a decimal value. I think you can force it to be a double. I don't know. I also noticed short and long didn't seem to be a thing. I was playing around with like really long integers, and I think it just considered all of them to be int. So I could be wrong. I mean, not sure. If you want to be real sticklers about it, there is that possibility. But for now, this is a good intro concept to it. So that'll print all the types. You've got the declarations. Cool. So anything in these code boxes should be good to go in your environment for Python. So if you're doing it in a Linux terminal and you just open up the Python interpreter, you could type each of these lines, and then for that session, that should work. I believe that's how it works. If not, you can throw all these in a script. Just remember, if you do that, you need that first line. Trying to think. I should probably include that somewhere. So we've got primitive variables. Go back to comments. So now, cool. To change that, let's go change that real quick. So we got statement 3, statement 2. So I want this to be featured, spaced maybe. Still want this to be a let's see. Should we mention they're very useful in programming, just explaining your code, debugging, and leaving reminders in your code. I also want to include pseudocode, because that's a technique that I haven't really used it a lot, where you actually use comments to kind of lay out a blueprint of your program ahead of time. But, which it is, it's very useful. But how would I put that in there? I might play around with the wording later, but for now, let's go ahead and commit that. Take a look on the playground. Okay, it's building, updated it. Make sure it looks as expected. Yeah. So we've got the header, the title, and then we've got text description, and then some code. Although it is just comments, so it shouldn't. And honestly, I don't know if that's okay. I'm curious. Everything in between these two symbols, but I don't know if that counts for the entire line, so I might play around with that. I don't know. That is one kind of annoying thing with the playgrounds. I wish I could actually like, and there might be a way, push run or something, but because already this should crash it because that's not commented out. It should have an issue unless it's only interpreting this. See, it's a bit confusing. So, oh well. Either way, and now hello world. Ah, jeez. Yeah, I'm gonna have to definitely update that. Let's go back to, so we got comments, we got primitive variables, got some examples. That's where you can see tests. Now, control flow, which is going to be 4 out of 8. Okay, and let's add the title, control flow. Control flow refers to the use of comparison logic to determine what to do next. By that, I mean using if if, elif, else statements to filter what code to run based on certain conditions. There we go. Alright, and the control flow, let's go back to the beginning and rip it off of. That's why I haven't changed the very first one, hello world, yet, because I'm actually still kind of using this. So, want control flow. Even before that, there should be a functions. Well, let's go ahead and throw this in here. Got that. Have to line all this up. There we go. Okay, commit the changes. Let's see how it looks on here. Oh, also, I want that. I guess we don't have to have the, actually, that makes sense. We don't have to have the function call. We could just leave this as is, although now, whoops. I figured that wouldn't work. There is a thing you can do in Sublime Text and maybe some other text editors. Oh no. Oh, whoops, that's space, tab. What? Okay, I guess that's all a tab is. Hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. They should be able to see it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I know on the code clashes it doesn't matter. You can do a space of 1, a space of 4. So that makes me think that Python in general, you could do 4 or 1 as long as all the spaces are uniform, which this one is not. Same with this one. Okay, that looks like it all lines up. Alright, now how many spaces is this? 2. Okay. go. And 1, 2, tab, tab, Control V. Yeah, because we really don't need to lump this into a function. Okay, let's see how that looks. Oh yeah, we're still in the main one. Let's see. I'm going to go to ControlFlow. Variables. Alright, cool. Let's see, so. And if we wanted to add something in between, we could do like a 2.5, but since I separated that, since I took out the functions, the function lines, I think this will be okay, because you can still do this in an interpreter, and it'll work. You know, you could declare a variable. Oh, you gotta declare, right, and then these test cases. Never mind, so we do need to, no, that's annoying. Alright, never mind, let's change it back. So we might actually have to do that. So, everything moves in one more. Define, control, how do I spell it? Flow, score. Okay. Oh well, to do that, we're on statement 4. We would just need to add a 3.5 in the tech.io. Let's see. Let's copy this. Edit. Functions. 3.5. Is it janky? Yes. Will it work? Hopefully. Let's see. So now control flow. Oh, but wait. Edit. Okay. So it doesn't like 3.5. Maybe underscore. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. It's telling us what the problem is. We haven't added a file. Although, now that I'm thinking about it, that's kind of bad practice. Statement 3 underscore B dot MD. Why is it? Just because of the dots. That's probably a bad idea. Yeah. So, statement 3 underscore B. Commit new file. Then we're going to have to go back and change it in the tech.io. Edit. Underscore and B. There we go. Alright, did that fix it? Oh, looks like we're good. Let's do an update. Oh, whoops, I published. No, not yet. Soon. So we got primitive variables. We've got functions. And that's an empty one. Alright, so we can describe functions before we get into here. And then people will be like, oh, okay, so that's a function. And we're just printing that function. So we're calling the print function of the control flow function. Okay, sorry. Alright, so now loops. Let's go all the way to the beginning. It's kind of like my graveyard. Okay, so loops are number 5. Alright, yeah, because that's the next one we haven't touched. Let's go ahead and edit it. Add a title. Plop this stuff down. Don't need that. Oops. Oh, right. No, what? Why? There it goes. Okay, so that's in code. That'll be... Alright, now pull these out. Put those in. Okay. Okay, and actually this we do not need in that. We can save that for recursion. Talk about for while. Oh. And we're going to need to fix that. There. There we go. Let's see how it looks on the playground. Alright, so now also well, no, we can just look at it. I was going to say I want to go ahead and copy that so I can get recursion ready to go. The primitive variables, we've got functions which we still need to add, ControlFlow which uses a function, loops. Why no loops? Do I need to build? I could need to build. No? Well, that's not good. We got algorithms, data structures, recursion, loops. Right here it should be or did I save? That could be a thing too. No? Statement 5 should be good to go. It's just lagging a little bit. Okay, so that tells me there could be an issue with the tech IO. Let's make sure that loops is actually mapped to statement 5. It doesn't look like there's anything wrong there. Statement 5. Did we name it something wrong? No, it's statement 5. Well, let's go ahead and try to fix up recursion and then we'll worry about that a little bit. So, let's edit statement 6. Throw a title on there, recursion. Plop that down. There we go. Now, go back and steal recursion here. All the way at the beginning to my graveyard. Got the loops, get the recursion code. Cool. Now, think that should be good. I should add a disclaimer somewhere that if the code doesn't work when you copy it, just play around. Excuse me, play around with the tabs. Should be a thing. But if we go back here, we'll see comments is up. Primitive variables is good. Functions, it's the placeholder works. ControlFlow, loops, recursion. Uh-oh, so it's not picking up the changes. Does it have the actual code? Yeah. Okay. Let's try to save it here. It might just have a delay. I don't know. Well, we're close. We're at 7 out of 9. We just need to do data structures and example algorithms. So let me go ahead and see. For the example algorithm, I want to do rot n. Like, so it'll start as a rot 13, and then it'll morph into. Let's actually go ahead and go to replit. Let's see if I have my rot 13. Did I not? Okay, it's under functions. So, don't necessarily need to import string as long as we're not using this. If we're using dictionaries, let's go ahead and... Ooh. Well, no. Let's go ahead and rip it all off, then we can trim it down. Oh, wow. CPU shot up. No, it looks like our stream's still going okay. Oh. Sorry. My computer was a little unangled. There we go. So, if we do that, then we need to do recursion is 6. We need to go to 7 or 8. Now we'll do it for example algorithms. Rot 13. Boom. Ah, that's not good. Alright. So take that out. No, we don't really need that. Okay. Take that out because we're just going to do a simple rot 13. Let's see. Actually, we don't need these. Let's see. We need all this to line up. Right there. Yeah. Same with this. This needs to line up here. So if it's in the alphabet dictionary, yeah. So this actually takes care of all those special characters. So we don't actually need special characters in here. We'll take that out. Keep capitalize. Okay. I think that's good. Now we just need to have this in the correct place to line up all the way. that'll be good. And let's see. Defining the function is just rot13. We've got plain text. We've got a sample in there. Let's do it. Cool. Okay. Oh, so that worked. I wonder why. Alright, so now we just need data structures. Oh, recursion's there. Okay, it just did take some time. So we've got loops, recursion, data structures. So the main thing I was thinking with data structures for Python is just going into lists and dictionaries for now, then maybe mentioning the others. You know, you've got your binary search trees, you've got graphs, you've got, I don't know, you've got circular arrays. Ooh. Could add a brief explanation, because we actually have a circular array concept. So the array itself is not circular, but basically by using these lines here, we're using the logic of a circular array where once we get to the last element in an array, if we're trying to access the next element, we change our targeting index back to the beginning index. So, and that's why I like demonstrating rot13 or rotation 13 encryption for one of the very basic algorithms in any language, because it does that. It has, you know, you have some kind of data structure, you have to, or some method of determining what the next character is supposed to be. So therefore you need to assign values to every letter, and then you need to have a letter corresponding from values, and then somehow you need to calculate a new value, which we do right here. And see, there's that 13 for rot13. Yeah. That assigns the new index, so, or the new letter. And then we use new index right here after we've calculated it to find what the encrypted letter should be, from the corresponding number dictionary. And then, if it's not in this alphabet dictionary, meaning it's not alpha, so I think I have, or no, you can do the built-in function is alpha, but as far as leaving spaces and special characters alone, like if we were to do this, I wish we had that run button when we're just drafting. But anyways, if this all works out correctly, okay, cool. You can even see right there, you can that print lines up with our function. That's what I was worried about. I mean, it's all code, it's in this code block. But then you want that function to line up with your print statement, because this is the test. So, in fact, I could put in some comments. You know, this is all contained within. Guess it's a little hard to see. Should all be contained within this function. So, alright. Either way, I think that's good. Just had, so we're going about an hour and 20. Sorry, I'm thinking about YouTube as well, because I'm going to be popping this on the YouTube in the Learn Python series, or Learn Python playlist. But I'm really itching to publish this, so I can actually see it in action on the CodinGame Learn tab. So I gotta talk about functions. Oh, yep, and already right here I can see this is not going to work. You need those tabbed in, so it's, oh wait, this is my, it's not going to work, but it's not relevant either, because this is going away. This is my hello world, I believe. Yep, hello world, so that's all changing down to, it's a brief description of hello world, and then we jump right into comments. So, let's go ahead and go into statement 1, or just statement. ControlFlow on, we don't need. I don't know if we need this part either. definitely don't need those. But then we kind of need something in the main if we're going to have the main. But I think I can just cut that out. I don't know. I don't want to leave anything out and then confuse people down the road. So I want to try to, the whole point of all this is to eliminate as much confusion as possible and to succinctly teach coding. Okay. For now though, I do want to leave this stuff in because string manipulation is really powerful, or slicing, or even going in reverse, like right here. All of this information is important. So I do want to keep that. We don't need that because this isn't a function. Let's see. Nah, take it all the way out. There we go. Oops. 3. There we go. That doesn't look like... Oh, I guess it does. Okay. So I'm just making sure all of this lines up correctly. Yeah, so this might be a little bit much for the first page, but it does show all the different things you can do with strings. Or a string array of chars you have between the single quotes or double quotes. Okay, so yeah, I think that's acceptable. All right. So now, and we're just going to take this out for now. I mean, if we have to put it back in, we can. Take out those empty lines at the end of the file. And yeah, whatever, we can leave one for formatting. Doesn't matter, it's just a blank line in a file of many files for my Python playground. Alright, let's see how it's looking. So now, it's going to do update. Cancel. So it auto updates too. That's why I keep accidentally clicking this publish thing. So there we go. That's nice and clean. I mean, it's a bit much. It's a lot of things going on. However, you know, it does give a pretty in-depth explanation of, you know, okay, here's a string, hello world, you know, classic first program for anyone starting out in coding. And then there you go into, okay, you can do this, you can print it 3 times, you can do this, you can make your own. Ooh, let's see. Sorry, I'm wondering how much to count by. Okay, so I need to change that. Let's edit. Don't need that. Count by. Then also I want to add in okay. I want to say somewhere we're going to declare our own string. I got it. Let's add a spot here. Let's see. For the rest of the examples, let's declare a string variable to use. Then that out. And line it up with everything else. Okay. But now our new string. There we go. So they can tell the difference. That makes sense. And then that doesn't affect any of the other stuff. We're all just using test string to show the different ways you can manipulate a string or do slicing, reverse, certain index, start, stop, or no, backwards index. Do I have a start and stop? That one. There we go. So slicing, classic slicing. So we have your start and stop. Okay. Alright, let's see how that looks. That's the first out of 9. We can't even go back. Did it update publish? Yeah, let's declare our own string. Okay. There's still some gaps I'm noticing, but overall I think someone can make sense of this. Either way, I think we're going to take a bit of a break. Oh, functions. Gotta do functions. I'd like to publish this, then at least I can start. Everything else looks fine. Except for data structures and functions. We have an example of rot13. Ooh. And already I know I do want to add how to change it from rot13 to rot-n just by changing this to modulo and this to n. So then you would get plain text and then n for whatever number. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. Let's see, so that's statement 9, 8, 8. Oh, also, no, it was in a code box. Sorry, you see how it's white here, it's not that grayed out, so that's a little worrisome. But if I go into editing, it'll be all gray. That's right. Okay. Yeah, so see how it got darker? That means that it'll be contained within that code box. So, rot13, we can talk about it. Rot13 stands for rotation of 13 values. This means that every character slash letter in the plain text will be changed, encrypted, to a different character 13 values away. 13 is the classic beginning number for a rotation encryption algorithm due to let's see. How's the best way to phrase that? It's like 1-to-1 ratio. If you encrypt it, you can decrypt it. Due to the nature of being able to decrypt it, let's see, decrypt the cipher text simply by encrypting the cipher text again with the same ROT13 algorithm. There we go. So I don't know if that's really considered one-to-one or whatever, but it's symmetric encryption. There you go. So, yeah, this is also known as symmetric encryption. Symmetrical encryption? Okay, and I'm pretty sure I spelled that wrong. Let's go ahead and do a spell check. Let's see. Yes, symmetric. There we go. Symmetric encryption. We'll just leave it at that. So you don't need any keys, you don't need any values, you don't need anything. Just if you ROT13 something, you can ROT13 it again, and then it'll get that. Which, let's go ahead and save that for now. Let's see what that looks like. Symmetric encryption. Okay. Somewhere I want to talk about how we're actually using the circular array concept in this algorithm just with these lines. But I don't want to split up. Yeah, we'll go ahead and... There we go. So now, let's go back to the file. Let's edit it some more. Then after that whole encryption, I'll talk about it. Or sorry, the whole code section. Let's see. I don't want it to be another header. I just want it to be more text. So concept of a circular array is demonstrated with these lines. Okay. So, let's see. So, even if the new index is too large to find the corresponding ciphertext character. Oh. Let's see. Thanks for the follow. Let's see. Oh, sorry. Thanks for the follow. Oh, I missed the name. Oh, I apologize. Look it up real quick. Thanks for the follow, Asmat. There we go. Okay, so even if the new index is too large to find the correct character, let's see. The index is adjusted to create the illusion of a circular array. There you go. A better and more scalable way to do this would be to use the modulo operator to ensure any number, no matter how large, would be able to yield corresponding ciphertext character. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. And let's do another spell check. Okay. Oh wait, ciphertext. Okay. It was just saying my grammar on ciphertext was wrong. Let's see. Modulo. There we go. Modulo operator. And then to do that, we would do tab. Oops. Nope, don't want that twice. We want this. Okay. Go down here. Let's see. Is it? Cool. So yeah, already I'm thinking I need to go back and explain what a modulo operator is. We don't actually have that. Let's go ahead and save that for now. And then see how that looks. So it'll be updating. And there we go. Okay. Also, I'm not sure if that's 100% correct. I should probably test this in a real environment to make sure, because I'm doing indexing on 26. Yeah. So if it's 0 based, it would be 25, because then it would be 0 through 25. Whereas, since we're starting at 1 and ending at 26, you want to have it, so minus equals will subtract 26 from it, giving you a new valid index, and then same concept here. So you're wanting the remainder, so whatever the number is, if it's, like 5,442, like you still want it to be within the range of 1 to 26. It can only be one of those values. So, okay, well, I think that's good. So how are we doing on time? Yeah, not too long. Okay, well, let's see, and this is actually really close to publishing. I mean, I do want to add couple more test cases just to show like the direct one-to-one or the symmetric encryption aspect of this algorithm. So I'll do some more test cases, probably in Replit, and I'll probably do that off stream so I can upload this to the YouTubes. So let's see, yeah, data structures I need to finish, and loops, I believe. Okay. Or not loops, functions. So we have loops, we got a basic, not the best. I mean, I could use some more examples. Yeah, functions I need to finish. We've got examples of primitive variables, comments. Still don't know if that one comment's okay. Let's see. And then hello world with all the string manipulation. Alright, I'd say that's pretty close. So yeah, I think that's good. Well, let's go ahead and finish the functions. Maybe I can just adjust it later. So that's 3.5. Let's talk about functions real quick, and then we can maybe publish. Let's see. So we'll go ahead and throw functions. Functions are sections of code that are meant to accomplish one or few action. Let's see. Functions are used to organize code as well as allow for modularity. This means that code can be reused. Let's see. Well, might not be the best description of it. Let's see. Modularity means, oops. There we go. Modularity means that code can be reused with little to no adjustments. There we go. Okay. When defining a function, let's see. You start with the keyword def. Oops. Followed by the name, the function, and attached parameters, arguments for the function. Okay, so show an example of it. Define function, oops, no, multiply A, B. Oops. And finally, colon and a colon. There we go. Anything that, let's see, any code that is meant to be contained in the function needs to be indented. One indent further than the function declaration line. There we go. Let's see. So that means for this example, let's see. And that's off one? No, that might have been. Yeah, that's good. This example, declaration line is def multiply A, B, that. Okay, then this means that we have a function named multiply that takes two arguments, A and B. The next line, let's see. Yeah, let's just leave it at that. This next line returns the value of the two input arguments when they are multiplied together. There we go. Or the product, yeah, or the product of the two inputs. There we go. Explain it a couple of ways. So then, to call a function, we would do something like this. Tab multiply 2, 5. Okay. Notice that you don't actually see anything in your terminal or output. This is because nature of this function simply multiplies the arguments and returns the product. If we want to see what value is returned from this function, we would need to either print our call to that function or add print functionality within the function. Or let's see. Let's see. Either way, okay. Let's see. Either way will be a way to. We need to define our function before we try to call it, invoke it, run it. The compiler, interpreter, computer reads our code top down, left to right. This means that if we try to call our function before we define it, we will get an error. The computer doesn't know what we're talking about and will ask us to clarify. And need that on a new line. Alright, I think that's good for functions. It's very basic. Let's see how it looks on the background. So, update and then publish. Oh yeah, we're on hello world, comments, primitive variables, functions. There we go. So really I just need data structures, then to gussy up my encryption algorithms, and then algorithms are good. Let's see. for statement 7. Data structures. Okay. Data structures are objects, which means they are more complex variables. There we go. All objects can technically be considered data structures as they hold more data as they can hold. There we go. Can hold. So just because you make an object doesn't inherently mean that it's going to store more data than a primitive variable. You actually have to set it up to where it stores more. However, I'm going to clarify that the common data structures are things like lists, dictionaries, stuff like that. But see, because technically all objects are data structures, so they can hold more data than primitive. There we go. Variables. However, most computer scientists are referring to objects like lists, dictionaries, lists/arrays, dictionaries, trees, graphs, etc. when discussing data structures. There we go. Some examples. Let's see. Actually, I could get really deep into this. Let's see. Could give examples of data structures. We did one with the let's see. Oops. Arrays are groups of primitive variables all stored together. In Python, we refer to these as lists. Here are a couple of examples of lists. Okay. Example list equals example list 2 equals 1, 2, 3. Example and then the combination of them, combined ones, 1, B, 3. Yeah, I think I'd actually like to dig in a whole lot more with this. Let's leave it there for now. I kind of want to publish this. Wonder how hard it is. I haven't published any yet, so I don't know how hard it is to keep updating it, and if it annoys people, or if you just want to have, I don't know. Let's commit the changes for now. So now we actually have something here, data structures. I think this is coming along for a very basic beginner intro to Python. That's all it's meant to be. I want to do a separate playground for advanced algorithms, better encryption algorithms, stuff like that. But for now, I'm thinking this is good for beginners. Let's see. 4 minutes. Let's see until we hit that 2 hour. Let's see if we can add dictionary. Let's see. So that's 7. Let's go back to. Oh, that's the second one. Because we already have dictionaries. I mean, I'd actually like to add different ways you can interact with lists and dictionaries, so there's a whole lot more. I mean, I don't know. Let's see. Dictionaries are Python's answer to switch statements. Basically, let's see. The logic of a dictionary is to return a value based on an input value key. There you go. In other languages, switch statements, let's see, are used to accomplish this. Accomplish similar logic. There we go. Here are a couple examples of dictionaries. Okay. Oh no. So if that's the case, I copied it like that. I'm wondering if it doesn't line up. Let's give it its own space too. That doesn't look the cleanest either because, no, let's fix that. All of these need to be in one. There we go. That looks better. Alright, I'm thinking that's good for now. Yeah. That'll work. Let's go ahead and make sure. Go through all of them. Alright, so that at least gets us close to where I want it to be for the beginner. So, in theory, anybody should be able to come in, regardless of their education, background, wealth, status, anything. They should be able to come into this resource and then start doing code clashes. I mean, granted, they're going to need to understand a lot of different algorithms, and so I'm going to try to roll out an advanced Python after this to address all that, go into more specific examples of data structures, and do kind of more examples, because I'm not too happy with this right now. So I think already I know my first edit, but these things are dynamic. We're supposed to be able to edit them based on the CodinGame community's input. So I'll go ahead and try publishing this. Let's see this. We'll publish it live on on TV, live on stream. We'll try it. So I haven't actually published any yet. This is like once I figured out how to separate it into, and again, just read the directions. It was all right here. So, I mean, they'll tell you, and then you can add quizzes, coding exercises, stuff like that. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that I'm not even using yet. I mean, and actually, is this where? Interesting. I might need to read a little more. Let's see. This might be how you add that run button. Let's see. Oh, markdown. That's why they're MD. That makes sense. So if we did a coding exercise, let's look at that real quick. Oh wow, that's getting into that's getting into some complex stuff. I don't know. I'll have to do some research. And this is what I was doing all weekend too, as I was playing around with this. And it took me, I mean, granted this wasn't all I was doing all weekend. I was going back and forth between fixing up my Twitch homepage, adding all the projects, working on my other OCS projects, OSCS projects. Yeah, but I spent a good few hours doing this stuff just to get here. So hopefully this video helps other people if they want to do a coding game playground. It's really nifty. If you go back and look at all of them, man, if we were to go to learn, yeah, the chat's going to catch up. Yeah, they've got a ton of stuff. So you can see there's 515 that aren't classified as anything. I wonder what those are. Let's actually look at that real quick. Oh, so maybe it's just they don't have. Oh. We. Yeah, Intro to Programming Examples, 7 months ago. Let's look at that. Ooh, is that going to crash the stream? It's taking a while. Java has a calculator, okay. So it looks like this isn't quite finished. Not quite math. Oh, I mean, I like it. It's yeah, see, I don't think this is quite finished. You got negative. Syntax doesn't have correct syntax. You need a open bracket. Does he have open? Do they have open brackets on the other ones? Yeah. So I think this one just isn't finished. It's from 7 months ago. It's using fields. Okay. Well, that's cool. They show examples of this keyword. They should probably put this in the Java. I think this is all Java. What's different between the second attempt? Oh, doubles. Okay, so they're showing intermixing doubles and strings. You're adding the DLC, and okay, cool. That's alright. So I think they just needed to add a label that this is Java. So that's why it's in the other. Anyways, so go to the Learn tab. You'll see all of these backgrounds. So again, let's go ahead and publish this. I'm good for now. Let's see. Publish. Enter up to 5 tags. Python. Beginner. Learn. Tutorial. Python beginner learn tutorial. Up to 5 tags. Guide. I'm sure we can change those later. Well, oh no. Dang it. Python tutorial guide beginner. What? Is it just... Oh, okay. Tutorial Beginner Guide Python. Publish. Let's see. Give it some time. Because otherwise I would have to just keep throwing out this link, and then every single time I change something on that link... Whoa. Am I Britain? What? I don't think I have. Hey, what's up, Codingoa? I'm actually just about to end the stream, but we're publishing a playground. We're seeing how it goes. This preview has been published. Click here to see the published version. Let's see how we... I went back and did a playground for beginner to Python. So, we'll see if it turns out. Okay, so now I just need to add places where you can run, but, I mean, for a reference, let's go all the way to the back. Functions. And also notice my code went down to 64843 instead of that really long hash. So yeah. Oh, don't worry. I might be streaming again later today. So I just went through and did a Python beginner tutorial playground, but I want to get a C++ and a Java going. I already have all the Java examples I need. I just need to put them in this structure, and it took us, about 2 hours to build this. So this is what we built. We've got, a beginner to Python. So we've got hello world, we've got string manipulation, then we've got a comment section. Still not sure if that's valid. That might have to be up here. So I don't know if that cancels out the whole line or what, but either way, there's the two different comments. And then primitive variables, we got that. We got functions. Let's see, ControlFlow. Loops. Recursion. Very basic. I mean, I might go back and edit some other stuff, but for now, I think this is a good starting point. So, and then we have a rot 13. Eventually I do want to change it into a rot n, so then it can have any rotation number. So, which again, you would just need to use modulo, change this to n instead of 13, and then have n as an input. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's test out a post, publish, edit. So I copied that. Let's go back to the GitHub. This is the very last one. So we go back to 8, I believe. And we can add rot n. Oh, yeah, we gotta edit it. Alright, let's do that. Don't think that lines up. Let's see. Yeah. 13 is the most common value, as it allows for symmetric encryption. So punctuation if I'm going to do it. So I think I actually got to go back and add punctuation to all of them, but whatever. Let's see. For symmetric encryption. However, it's fairly simple to change this algorithm to accept any value for the rotation. Although, as I say that, I just realized we gotta account for negative values. So if it's actually no, that wouldn't be too bad. Let's see. to account for values need to change the index modification to the modulo style. Let's see, to account for negatives, oh man. Negatives take some doing. So, because if you're doing that, I think you don't need to worry about it here, because if you have like a negative 13, you're adding a negative 13, that still changes the index. What you do need, well, let's go ahead and start building a front end algorithm. So, I'll pop it in. Oops. And I need to copy this. Ah, jeez. Okay, we got that. Then, is that line up? Okay, so now, n, change that to n. Need to change this to modulo. Also, if new index is less than 1, let's see. New index. Try to remember how to adjust it if you've got negatives. Is that lining up? Yeah. So if it's a negative index, you're actually moving it plus equals 26. There we go. I think that should be right. Because if you're doing a -2 shift and then you add 26, the new... Wait a minute, no. No. So if you have a -2 index and you're really moving every character back to, that works until you hit 2. So if you had a B and you're trying to move it back 2, yeah, add 26. Because then if you're at B, you get a 2. So then it's -1 to 1, then to 0, you add 26. Ah, okay, yeah. So that should work, in theory. It might not, but we'll get close. Let's see. And is that all I need to do? Also, I want to take out all these extra... Oops. Okay. I want to change that here, kind of clean it up a little bit. Alright, I think that's all you need without testing it yet. And that is one of the next things that I'm going to add, is how to test it. Oh, we also don't need all that extra space. Okay, let's fix it up here as well. Okay, so I think that is all you really need to do to make it n. Oh, and also our test case. So out of the quotes, let's do 13. For now, well, no, let's do 14. Okay, but really this could be any number. And if we did that right, if we did that correctly, it shouldn't matter. You could have an n of -1,000, and then it'll be combined with this. Ooh, okay. So yeah, so if it was a drastically low value, this wouldn't work. Without, let's see, new index modulo equals 26. So however many times 26 goes into a negative one, I think that should work. And then if it's anything, let's see, if it's between 0 and negative 26, it should be okay, because then even that, if it was negative 26, it would modulate it out to just be negative 1. Ooh, that could cause some issues in some corner cases. So if you had exactly 0, it might have to be, I got it. Note, this algorithm hasn't been tested yet and may require some slight adjustments. There we go. There's our little scapegoat. So it's not done. I'm letting you know it's not done, but you know, if you can figure it out, cool, maybe. Otherwise, I'll fix it when I fix it. So I like that. Because I am going to take a break, I'm going to upload this to the YouTubes, into the Learn Python series. Let's go ahead and look at that real quick. So we got algorithms, it's now much bigger, and we're showing how to change it to a rot n. However, there is a note, hasn't been tested yet. I like it. Oh, I do need to go back and add punctuation to everything. I think it does look classier with punctuation, so I should have it. Okay. Okay, but for now, oh, and then, let's see. I changed it after publication. This playground version isn't public yet. Oh. Alright, before I do too much, let's actually go ahead and take a look. Let's filter down to Python. Let's see if we can see what I just did. 88. That's promising. There we go. Oh, and there's already people looking at it. Nice. Alright, cool. So, it's there. Let's open this in a new tab. Let's see what it looks like. So if we're just coming into this, this is what we get. I'm curious because I published it before adjusting to rot n. Yes. So this is okay for now. This is the old version. I have a new version. Let me go ahead and see. So this is the new version with rot n and the note. So let's go ahead and publish. Publish. I think you want to avoid doing that too much, but I could be wrong. It might not make much of a difference. So we have it here. This is the old version. Okay. Let's refresh it. Alright, there we go. So, looks like I can update it in real time. Something I don't like though is it starts out on the advanced algorithms where it needs to be let's go back. Let's go ahead and exit out of that. So we can see our change. Oh, and then we can exit Replit too. Um, let's see. So just clicking into it, does it start us off? So I want to say it starts us off at the end, and that's not okay. It needs to start off, yeah. So, to fix that, do I need to, let's see, hmm, publish it while being on the beginning? Because that's kind of annoying. Like, I don't want people to have to scroll back through all the different sections, like start at the end. It should start at the beginning. So yeah, exactly. I think you're right. It remembers the last page you were on. So I think I need to make a change on this page and then publish it again. So let's go ahead and test that theory. Um, what else? What do I want to change on here? Yeah, let's just add spaces in there. Okay. Build in progress. Okay, now this I'm going to publish. Wait, no. It popped us back to data structures. So hello world, got the quotes, and publish. Really hope that they don't mind that I keep publishing more versions. So, oh, and that made the stream lag. Let's see, let's go ahead and close this out. Updated 13 minutes ago. Let's refresh that. Okay. Let's look at this. Oh, whoops. I didn't. And cool. Yep, you called it coding. We got it. So it starts off on the beginning, then you can click through and just see examples now. We'll add functionality to where you can actually hit the run button as soon as I figure that out. But for this video, I think we're good. I think we got that. So at least it's a jumping off point or a starting point for anyone trying to learn Python. And I do have Java all put together. I just need to put it in this format. And C++, I don't. I have a long ways to go with that. So that might actually be a day or two. My goal was to have this all done this week or next week. And already we got this one done today. So it took about 2 hours, a little over 2 hours. Let's see. I think multi-line comment is with doc strings. I think it's okay this way. The only thing I'm worried about is this. I think this falls outside of the multi-line comment. I know that anything starting with that, all the lines until it sees one of these are commented out. I've seen people put stars here in each one of these, but I don't think that matters. I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong. Worst case, you can just do all your lines with pound signs or hashtags. So maybe I'll have to put in a comment. Let me actually make a note. Let's see, Blizzard, that. Here we go. Test comments. Python. And update playground. PG for short. There we go. Cool. So I'll look into that and see. Oh yeah. No, you're right. Ooh. I might be thinking of the wrong thing. Yeah, it might be the triple. Yeah. Yeah, because if we open up Replit again, that's how my professor was actually doing comments during that boot camp I just did. So go in here, we can actually test. Let's see. Let's go to main. Yeah, see right there. That's the multi-line comment. Yep. Good catch. Let's try. Yeah, I'm thinking of the wrong language. That's not a comment in Python at all. So lines. All right, well, let's go. That's not confusing for anyone. Let's go to. Oh wait, we can go that way. Comments. Also, I wonder if we need to. Well, let's take a look. Let's see about that. Yeah, exactly broken. The triple single quotes. So we need to change that. And just to avoid confusion, we'll just put everything in between them. Okay. And I'm curious. So if I hit save here, double and single work? Yeah. Good call. I'm going to include that as well. This is also a multi-line comment. Okay. 2, 3. This is also a multi-line. Oh. Going off the screen there. Okay. There we go. So now we've got that saved. Let's go back to the start and update. Wait, did it keep? Yes. Also, I want to add something. Coming soon. Nah. I'm still not sure if I want to declare, like, I'm going to be adding running, because I mean, I'm going to. Like, I just don't know when. So without an idea of any time frame for that, maybe I should just leave it out. Yeah, I'm just going to do that, cancel, publish. Oh no. Cool. Okay. Because eventually I want to add the running button, or the run button, so you could run this code and get an output. So, I'm not there yet. Oh, nice. Actually, let's go ahead and look at that real quick. Because, let's see. Let's go back to, let's refresh it and see if it pulls the new one. So yeah, we did rot n was what that would be considered on this one. I have that as an example here, so cool. It added that. Also, I'm curious, do I have to refresh this? And it changed comments here, which would be 2? Yeah, cool. Alright, so it's backwards compatible. But anyways, yeah, that rot n, or rot 50, would be what that is. Let's go all the way. That's my example at the very end of this playground. So we've got loops, recursion, data structures. I still need to fix that up. But then example algorithms. Here's the rot 13, like we went over the other day. Although I took out the more advanced ways to get that alphabet, that ASCII string thing because I figured that was a little too complex for a beginning algorithm. But here's rot 13 with just the very basic circular array thing, a brief explanation of that, and then here's rot n. In fact, we should change that to n. Let's see, where is that at? Here we go. Rotten. But this way, lowercase, uppercase, doesn't matter as long as you call the correct function there. So now you're feeding in an n value, so it could be 50 like that, it could be 5,000, and I don't think, and that's why I added this number, it might not function properly for negative values. So, oh, whoops. Oh, sorry, Nightbot's new. Hold on. Let me disable that. I didn't mean, oh, he's kind of rude. Let's see. Links. How do I do that? Oh, jeez. Sorry, I want to make it to where you can post links. Maybe try it in quotes. Sorry. Yeah. Who the heck are you? And an evil twin stuff was. That is very rude. Sorry. No, I did not want that to happen. Link. Right. You know, the whole point of Nightbot was to do this. The most important things in programming. Wait, did it not work? What? Commands. Wake up, Nightbot. Okay, there we go. Flip table. Yeah, I typed it right. So flip of the table. Alright, well anyways, it was working before. And there are ways to add links. Let's see. Does ducks work? See, this is why we test. There we go, ducks worked. Huh. Why did my flip table break? I literally just used that yesterday when I was doing Tiny Tina's. Huh. Let me try it from this view. Flip table. Yeah, and that quote, I added that because that's actually on campus at CSU. And so, there we go. Cool. You gotta think smarter than the Nightbot. I was about to suggest something like that. We used to, when we were transferring email addresses, we would just add dots periodically in it, or brackets, or that's what my professor in the IAs would do for that cyber boot camp that I just did. They would add square brackets around each decimal or each dot. So let me see, because I definitely don't mind sharing links. I mean, as long as they don't look suspicious, like obviously this is a replit link. You know, it's HTTPS. Let's check it out. Ooh. Nice. And see, yeah, so you did one of the slicker ways to create the dictionaries, a lot more succinct. So that's nice. Let's see, is this backwards compatible for negative values? Let's see. So you're building the new world and then new word. Hmm. Interesting. Let's see, and is it showing? Yeah, okay, cool. So it's in the video. There we go. Alright. Let's see, where is... So I'm trying to see where you make it circular. So you've got, so the num is like the new index equals that dictionary minus, okay, here it is. Yeah, the length of this dictionary. So that's your subtract equals 26 divided by 2. How's that? Let's see. Yeah, and then here's your negative compatibility. So if it's less than 0, so if you're adding negative values, then this should, in theory, although if you test it with like a negative 1,000, you might need to throw a modulo part in here to shrink that negative value down to where this would be okay. Because if you do get a value that's way too negative or too low, or however you want to think about it, this might break it. And so to counteract that in the example here, so if we go to, oh man, now we gotta go all the way. Oh, it has a drop down. Look at that. That is slick. Like, example algorithms. So basically, what I'm saying is, so this is more of like a hard code. Like if someone were to try to break it, yeah. Well, let's try it. So if we throw that in, let's do, touch rotten dot py chmod plus x rotten dot py. Here we go. We also need pound bang slash user bin in Python 3, I believe. And then, oh, wait, actually, in order to do this, I gotta do def main, let's see, print rot hello. Okay, and then nope, dang it. No. Oh, come on. I was hoping one of mine would have it check and everything. Oh, does that work? Okay, so maybe let me test. Well, yeah, true. Rather than making a whole thing, let's see. Hmm. Yeah, but how do I? Oh no. I think I broke it. But I can also do it here. So if we went into main, it'll run a lot of stuff. But oh wait, did I delete a lot? Oh, a message. Test. No. Ah. 5 pound. Oops. Well, and it won't be symmetric either way, so never mind. That would actually change it back. So like, if we were to run it again, hello world. So you almost need something so you could like type the message and then type the desired N. That way you could go, oh wait, where am I trying to go? This. So you could force it to have a different variable uh, key. Oh, also. Oh man. I didn't change it here. So yeah, I guess I got Control Shift copy terminal. Yeah, Control Shift C. Um, but then I realized it doesn't matter if you do that because if you try to run it with that, it's not symmetrical. So if you did, oh geez, I pasted. So that's something I noticed with Replit. I have an issue with doing that in a Linux environment. Yeah, you're right. Control Shift C, but I just did, Control paste and we got all that. So then it didn't actually copy that. So my clipboard was still poisoned with the old, or corrupted with the old data. So, anyways, that is pretty nifty though. So it's good for, yeah. But, so yeah, if I took this and then plopped that down, yeah, Control Shift V too on that, it'll further encrypt it. Oh, wait a minute. So this is symmetrical, and you're just using a key of 50? Magic. I like it. And then if we were to do it again, say big test, and we get that back. So, yeah, okay. So never mind. Yeah, you got it. Well, it looks like you're including special characters in your encryption group. So, I mean, which is fine. I mean, I'm just trying to think, wrap my head around. So 13's easy with a 26 alphabet because, yeah, you have a 100 character key. So cool. So out of the 100 chars, your rot 13 is rot 50. However, to make it variable to where, when once you start making it variable, like where you make the key adjustable, it's no longer symmetric. So you can no longer encrypt it or decrypt it by encrypting it again. You have to decrypt it with the corresponding key. So you'd need like your key size minus n to do the decrypt half of it or something like that. So you lose your symmetricalness, or you lose the symmetry once you start adjusting how much you're encrypting each character by. But no, that's cool. That's awesome. That's a great example of, yeah, rot 50 with a much larger alphabet. So, and that's also a really good concept because if you try to go into, say, a Russian, Chinese, or Arabic, or any of the other alphabets where, and I guess to a point French and Spanish too, because they have a couple of special characters. But anything that increases the size of the alphabet, you need to adjust accordingly, like you did. And then, if you're trying to keep it symmetrical, if you're not trying to keep it symmetrical, you still need to adjust it, of course, to have the whole alphabet. But yeah, that's cool. Alright, well, I think that is good for now. We got a published playground. I still want to add running capability to it so you can actually run it in real time here. Yeah, because actually I brought up Replit in the world chat in CodinGame, and they were very quick to tell me. I think it was Wolntinamo. Is he in here still? Anyways, one of the admins was like, "Why are you using Replit? Why not just use CodinGame playgrounds?" And I was like, "What is a CodinGame playground?" So, so that's what this is. And again, for anyone interested, that's in the Learn tab, and you can now see the wonderful thing that is Python Playground Beginner. It's the very first one that pops up. So you can also filter it. I do have, I am in the process of making a Java playground and a C playground. But for now, we got Python. So, and then really, I don't know. I kind of want to get into a bunch of other languages too, specifically Go and Swift. And maybe anything else that um, would be worthwhile doing it. So, for now though, we got Python. So, and that's awesome, Broken. I'm really glad that you went and you took it and expanded and made it much more interesting than just your basic Route 13. So, kudos. That's awesome. So, um, yeah, so I'm gonna go for a walk, think about some things, maybe do a Tiny Tina stream, I don't know, or just play some Tiny Tina. Then I might do a Java one later today, or do some clashing. So we'll see. Let's see. We do have five people. We're almost at like 3 hours now. So and yeah, and I gotta upload this to the YouTubes because I do have a couple of friends who are wanting to learn Python. So I want to make sure that this is available ASAP. So yeah. Ah, thanks for the follow, Broken. Nice. And I think, yeah, we're already following on the CodinGame, so if I do some clashes, you'll see. Or if I see you doing clashes, I'll try to invite you. But, or who knows, maybe I'll do a clashing stream later and we'll just get a bunch of people. And then, let's see. Is this me or is this someone else? I've been watching the other streamers on here, especially the ones that stream in French. It's pretty interesting. No, it still looks like it's just us. So, let's see, and I don't have any of my. Yeah, we might not end on a raid today. Like, I could look up and see someone else who's doing Python. Let's see it. Python. No, let's just search for the key Python. Hmm. Yeah, that's okay. We don't have to raid every time. But it's been fun. Yeah, so it's a little counterintuitive. So I like to leave game open a lot. I've been trying to do better about that and actually closing out, well, and also closing out everything, restarting and all that good stuff. But I leave this open. So if I were to close out both of these, then it would show me as offline. So I mean, it can't hurt. You can always challenge if you're clashing, and then worst case, I get notifications. So as long as you don't get upset that I'm not actually online, we're good. So other than yeah, I might I might be back on later. We'll see. But for now, I'm gonna take a break and upload this thing. So thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the input. Always appreciate input making these better too, because these are all gonna translate into tutorial videos for YouTube, and hopefully save a lot of people a lot of headache. So it's the goal. For now, let's see. I will see everyone later. Let's go to the chat thing. Oh wow, I am big on chatting. Thanks, you too, Broken.